was trying to figure out a topic to make a video for you guys, and it occurred to me that there's a lot of storylines for the Habs right now, and I'm kind of spoiled for choice. I could talk about how Lane Hudson is the favorite for Calder currently. Not only is he performing the best for rookies this season, he's also competing with a lot of the veteran defensemen in the league. I could talk about how Nick Suzuki is a point per game player, and if he finishes the season this year as a point per game player, that's going to be the first time it's happened since like 2008 with Alexei Kovalev. I could talk about how the Canadiens are currently in a wildcard spot and how tight it is in the Eastern Conference. But I wanted to focus on an unsung hero on the Habs, an individual that makes a huge impact on the team and can't be ignored. I think that everyone realizes just how important he is to the team, and that's why there's a lot of contract talks about him recently. Today, the topic is Jake Evans. Let's talk about it.
Did you? I didn't fart.
I really had to do my research about this because it's not so much a controversial topic anymore. Maybe at the start of the season it was, but there's been official talk straight from Jake Evans saying that he does want to stay in Montreal, and it sounds like the organization does want to keep him. But who is Jake Evans? Is he who he really says he is? Does he have any relation to Faith Evans, American-born R&B singer, songwriter, and actress?
I know you're still living your life after death.
If so, does he know who P. Diddy is? Because that might be a deal breaker. Is Jake Evans his real name? Sounds made up. All jokes aside, let's take a look at Evans, let's take a look at his stats, and let's take a look at comparables in the NHL to determine what he's worth, what he'll accept, and where we go from here.
One eternity later.
So minor hiccup, I had to help my wife put my daughter, my 5-month-old daughter, into the bath. She was butt naked and she peed all over me, so I had to take a shower. Then I was watching the Edmonton-Boston game and I smelled farts. And I looked around and I thought the dog pooped somewhere. Actually, when I had gone out earlier, I must have stepped in dog poop, so I had to clean my boots. And if you think this is a scripted part of the video, it's not. So where were we? Actually, now might be a good time to ask you to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and like the video if you are a subscriber or if you're not. Helps me out with search results or something or other. I'd also like to see a comment down below. Let me know what you think of Jake Evans, how his season's been going, and what we should offer him. Jake Evans is 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. He's 28 years old, born in Toronto, Ontario. He shoots right, and he was selected in the 7th round as the 27th pick in the 2014 draft. He's now played 6 seasons on the Canadiens, but has only played 1 full season last year. He's been sent down to Laval on 1 occasion, but has been injured on a few occasions, most notably in 2021 when Mark Scheifele pulled the most smooth-brained check after a goal ever. His best season is certainly his current season, where he is achieving around 0.58 points per game. His next closest season, he achieved 0.4 points per game. So a few things to observe from all of that. Probably the most important is if the Habs re-signed Evans now, they would be buying high, but Evans could also probably obtain a solid contract if he hit the market. The proposition for the Habs is that Evans wants to stay in Montreal, would probably take a safe contract in Montreal, and that he is a useful component for the team in the way that they use him. When looking at his defensive stats, for example, he's no slouch. Forechecking, backchecking, hitting, and capable of taking away the puck, Evans puts down very close to 15 minutes a night on average, and if his role were to change, he could easily do more, if you're asking me. He plays on a penalty kill line, and Evans remains one of the most important penalty killers. He works extremely hard on the penalty kill and has achieved 3 of his 5 career shorthanded goals this season alone. His stats are getting better across the board, and it's a little suspicious that this is happening during a contract year. But for all those reasons I mentioned, he is a very important component to the team. So what is Evans saying about obtaining a new contract? Well, he spoke with Renaud Lavoie from TVA Sports. Renaud Lavoie wrote that apparently it's just a matter of time and money before the Canadiens re-sign Jake Evans to a contract extension. Lavoie goes on to say, I don't know when, I don't know the date, but there's a contract coming to ensure Jake stays with the organization. It won't be like Phillip Danault's $5.5 million per year contract. So what is a fair amount to offer Evans? I look for comparables in the league. It's difficult to find an individual who is exactly comparable to Evans. with his injury history and the amount of time that he's missed in the NHL, it's hard to see black and white numbers that really make a good case for Evans at any certain number. The one that I thought was fairly close was Ryan Donato, who currently makes $2 million on a prove-it type contract. He and Evans are achieving around the same point pace this season. And over the past few years, they've had kind of middling success. But $2 million would be a very low contract, and it would not be a friendly contract to give an individual who's been on the team for so long. Evans would likely shoot for a longer-term contract, perhaps 4 years or longer. So personally, I think that under 5 would be acceptable. Closer to 4 or under is a no-brainer. The way I think about it is they're going to need Evans or someone like Evans in the future. So why not lock him up now? The salary cap is only expected to rise, and individuals seeking new contracts will also try to seek contracts with an increase dependent on the percent that the salary cap goes up. So again, why not sign him now before the salary cap increases? Because if not, you're going to be looking for another utilitarian player like him in the future that's going to be more expensive and probably yields the same type of stats. I think that's a pretty level-headed way to think about it, right? What do you think? I can't see him hitting the market and trying to just sniff around. And I have a feeling that he really likes playing on Montreal, and he will find a way to make something work. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you're all doing well. January, huh? Like I'm not a big fan of January. It's my birthday month. I have a birthday near the end of the month. But I find it such a gloomy month, you know, like it's a very gray month, at least in Canada, but we'll make it by. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, it helps me out with search results or something. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I'll see you down below in the comments.